Hey guys, this is Pastor Mel, and I just need to tell you something real quick. Divorce is real. Furthermore, I decided to have one, and I recommend that you do the same. Yeah, that's right. Divorce yourself from every excuse and every self-imposed limitation that has literally already cost you decades, dreams, and destiny. And don't get me wrong, nothing's more beautiful than unity. That's only when we're unified with the purpose that our Father created us. And when we're walking within the musical harmony of divine connections with like-minded people. That's people who want what we want and who value what we value and who are more than willing to lock arms with one another to help each other get to where we can get to together through mutual support. Listen, there's something going down right now, y'all. I hope that you don't miss it. If it's in you, then you know who I'm talking to. My partners and I are like family, and this thing we got is thicker than blood because it's made in the spirit. And it's in the spirit that we decided to make some changes. How do you feel about these changes? Are you ready? Let us know if you need a spot at the table. We're about to participate in a halftime of a lifetime. It's winning season. Father's favor. Well, hello, family, wherever you are. Let me get in this chat and see who's in here with us on today. We got Katrina is in the house. Should have her on camera with us tonight because she's a witness of the past 3-4 days of this joy we have. The world didn't give it, and you know how that goes. The world can't take it away. We're grateful for you. We got Minister Lisa is in the house. Minister Lisa, are you home? Let us know if you're home or if you're still traveling. We got Chandrella. Why didn't we get Chandrella? She didn't respond. Chandrella, you should be on this camera. Come on here in this house. Grab that link or whatever. We got our dear sister Renee is in the house. We love you, darling. Shout out to all of our New York family. Renithia, Minister Renithia is in the house. Been too long since we seen you. Can't wait to see you somewhere in the neck of the woods, somewhere beautiful. I know you probably already there, laid, taken care of. Now she messing up my whole. I had a feed with all the names. Kenny is in the house. Much love to you, man. Thank you, sir, for all your support. Hal Roberts is in the house. No, we got to hook up and connect. Yes, sir, we do. My sister, Jean Caggiano. Much love to you, beloved. Get a hubby, Troy. My love, I'm grateful for you. Let us know the first place you're going, what world tours you have in mind. We need to connect. Carol Caspar is in the house. Yes, she is. I think you were online with us for most of the day anyway, in terms of the conference material. Thank you for chiming in. We pray that we were a blessing to you. We're so excited about what's going on, what's been going on, but more importantly, what's in front of us. First, let me congratulate my beautiful queen here. It'll be 34 years. 31. Did y'all hear what she said? What? Did you say 31? Baby, I'm talking about marriage and you talk.
Oh, my bad.
You should, y'all see what the problem is right here? What we have is a failure to communicate. I'm like, 31, what the world?
I said 34.
No, I said 34. She said 31. Come on here. Every year count. But anyway, no, well, let me give her two congratulations. Sorry. Coming up on 34 years of marriage, but she's correct. Almost 31 in.
No, it's 31.
Oh, at 31 years in the field of education and in that last portion in administration. And we've decided that she'll be fading out. When are you going to fade out, baby?
June 30th.
You sure you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure that's what you want to do?
Yes.
You sure? Okay, she says she's sure. So she's fading out in June. We were planning for December, but I guess we got some places that we want to go and do some stuff. Where are we going first?
Hawaii.
We're going to Hawaii?
Hawaii.
You going to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to Hawaii.
Okay, you didn't tell me. All right. Oh wait, we going to Hawaii. All right, and we got some other stuff planned. So we're gonna work out the details, and then we're gonna see where else you want to go.
Wherever. Let's see.
Remember that time you went to Greece without me? You don't think I should get to Greece?
We're gonna go to Greece.
You went with your girls, but you left me home.
We're gonna go to Greece.
Go
back to Paris.
Back to Paris. Okay, make that our stopping point for the Olympics. When is that?
2024.
Oh, that's next year. Okay, all right. What we talking about this year though?
This year, Cancun.
No, we've been there a bunch of times.
Cabo.
Yeah, I haven't been. All right, we gonna work that out. We'll work out the details. But listen, y'all, wherever you are, we are so grateful and thankful to have this space with you. We got some major players coming on tonight. I'm excited. I see her there in the back office. That's right. We got our baby girl that's gonna be traveling. She's already a world traveler, but she's taking it to a new level. We want you to hear her testimony. And then we got the boss coming in tonight. She's on another call, but she's gonna be in. And we're very excited about that. Carol says, yes, she was online for the entire streaming, never even logged off when you all went to lunch. She said she didn't want to miss a thing, and I ain't mad at you. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of recap on this experience that we've had over the past several days. And the conversation is really based upon the fact that we're just getting started, y'all, and you can too. And that there are no excuses. I'll be honest with you. Excuses held me back for a long time in life, but I had to get to a point where I just said, no mas. And maybe you're in that space right now. Maybe you're in the crossroads. But too many times we have stuff holding us back that really doesn't have the power to hold us back, doesn't have the authority to hold us back. It's all in here. And we heard so much information about getting in this space right here. I mean, if you got it here and you get it here, you can go and do anything, and you can go anywhere. I'm telling you, I'm going to say that again. If you get it in here, where?
In here.
And where else?
In here.
Okay. If you get it in those places, you can go anywhere, and you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what growing is all about, and we want to encourage you. You can get started, and we're just getting started, and you can too, and there are no excuses. And I'm going to share with you one of our beautiful baby girls who's the epitome of that. Let me tell you, let me brag on baby girl a little bit. Let's brag on baby girl a little bit. Mika, what can we say? You want to start?
She has a kind heart.
Okay.
Always willing to serve.
All right.
A go-getter.
All right, go-getter. Hustler. She's a hustler. There you go. And she just completed her program in nursing with honors and accolades. And she's rising to a new level. She just enrolled in even more education for that field of study. But she saw something in this travel space. Mm-hmm. And we're so glad that she trusted us enough to at least get the information. And she went all the way in. I saw her at that conference, and she was taking notes and all this stuff. So we're going to start with what we experienced on Friday, and then we're going to bring it forward to Saturday. And Mika, I want you to get ready to tell us your testimony about what you experienced, what you grasped in your Saturday experience with us the whole day. And then we'll bring it forward to Sunday as well, because we're still in the glow and the afterglow of all of that whole thing right there. So tell us about the vision, baby, the whole thing, the Team Legacy Conference 2023. Talk about that, the vision that Apostle Deborah Taylor passed on to us. Tell us about that, because it was really, I'll be honest, it was mostly you and her.
Well, we wanted to create an environment and an atmosphere where everyone was going to be able to glean from our top leaders and movers and shakers. And we wanted to make sure that it was also the environment where everyone was comfortable and would enjoy themselves. And so I think we hopefully made that happen for everyone. And then we were able to take away a lot of nuggets. And again, from our top brass was there. And so that was just special in itself.
Absolutely. We want to say hello to Kiasha. And you guys, you did it with excellence. If you had to put the stars on it, I don't think it's enough stars to rate it. I really do. And I'm not just saying that because I like you. You understand? I'm being honest. I'm being completely meek. I'm being completely objective. Okay, 'cause I'll critique.
Sounds a
Okay,
little biased. It sounds a little biased.
I will critique. I really will. But no, it was just loaded
was
with
beautiful.
stars.
It was
From
beautiful.
from Friday Night Fellowship, where we met at the Evo. For those in the San Antonio area, you know that's the spot to go for your entertainment. And we had an awesome time. We did the bowling experience. Or some folk, I don't know if you can call it bowling for some people.
Where's Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. I don't know if we can call what you were doing bowling. We might have to call that something else. Yeah. We need to get him. Oh, we got the boss in. We need to call it Coach D. We need to call it something else for Kevin. He won't bowling. I don't know. He's mopping. So Friday night was the experience where it was fellowship. And if you know anything about business or even ministry, y'all, it's all about relationships. And too many times we're trying to get people connected on this, that, or the other. And we're not even relationship people. And we're the type of people, Coach D will tell you, where we care about people. We care about their life, their whole entity, not just one part of them, but we want them to prosper. We want to see them win, and we want to win together. So what I want to do first, I just want to at least present. I'm going to go to you, Meek, in just a moment. I want to let y'all know we got.
Did you catch our theme song?
Our theme song? What do you mean?
Our theme song that was Ain't No Stopping Us.
Oh yeah, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Yeah, that's our theme song.
Yeah, that's right.
Ain't no stopping us now. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Got the groove. Yeah. So
my Lady Ken fired up. Go ahead, Lady Ken.
Yeah, right. Oh, she love to get on the floor, y'all. Don't let them fool you now. But Coach D, we want to honor you first because this has been your baby for the past 4 years. You and Apostle Guy, when you planned this, number one, the name legacy and what that means, and then to epitomize it with the excellence that you both have. And being able to do such, you really haven't mastered a thing till you can pass it on to other people. It's not just about what you can do for yourself, but when you can spread that thing, the only thing we know about something being contagious is bad stuff, right? But truly, I mean, good stuff should be contagious too. And when you can make excellence and legacy and favor and honor and courage and all of that faith, when you can make that contagious. And we have people coming from Washington State. We have people from California. We have people from New York. We have people from Florida and Minnesota and everything in between. So when you can get people to get on a plane, get on a train, ride a car or whatever for 18 hours with children, and come on, that means you did something that's contagious. So we want to applaud you for putting this thing together and allowing us to serve with you in such a way. And I'm going to bring Mika in just a moment. We got Tanya is in the house. She's just now arriving. She might be on the outskirts of town. Baby girl, she riding that thing. But she just put a new platinum member in. Girl, riding the train, just put a new platinum member in. Come on here and tell me
what you say.
So tell us, Coach D, about your vision, and then I'm going to bring Mika in from her experience, what she got out of that Saturday. Tell us your legacy. Tell us your vision.
The vision from this weekend. So the vision for the Legacy Conference has always been to inspire others to create generational legacy wealth, one generation at a time, and then being able to pass that on through what we do, travel, and giving our children the experience of taking them from the neighborhood to the nations. And so it was very important to me and my husband, because what I've learned as being an educator, teaching, I would work for Head Start many years. I also did a number of things with responsible fatherhood and parenting, healthy relationships and marriage. And what I found in my research with travel is that if you can take a child out of their neighborhood and expose them to something other than that, it broadens and it creates education. And what most people don't know is that even when we go on cruises and trips and things, and you see kids on those boats and on those trips, most of the kids don't look like our kids. And so I asked somebody one time, what do y'all do? Well, they have something called, Kendra probably know about this because she's an educator. They have something called geography trips. And so all the parent has to do is request that I'm taking my child on a trip, and they can do a geography report, and they don't count those days against them.
Wow.
Those are little things. Did you know that? All these years.
Yeah.
I knew that. And I learned that, right? So if you want to take your child somewhere, like my little Grace, we decide where we want to go, and then she'll write her parents can take her out of school. And so when I learned that, and I used to do a vacation thing when I was pastoring called From the Hood to the Woods, because I wanted to explore, we were outside of the projects. I lived in the projects, and I wanted to expose these children to other things. So I always took my kids outside of the four walls of the projects.
Wow.
And so that's what this was about. So when I started the meeting, me and my husband, it was because there were really no meetings that were really happening in our company at that time. And I really wanted the team to come together for relationship, for healing, for restoration, to get teaching, personal development, but most of all to expose them. That's why we have the high energy Emerald Ball, to expose them. So we started small, and we grew to what we did this weekend. We had a ball last year as well, but we took it to a whole nother level. Thanks to your wife.
You're not gonna give me no credit. Let me pop my collar. What would you? Oh, wait a minute.
I'm gonna let you. She belonged to you, and thanks to you. No, thanks to you, because we did some things this year that we didn't do last year. One of the things we implemented streaming. Another thing that we did is that we had the circle of whatever that's called. We just had so much. We had the singer. The singer was on hit, right? Everybody talked about that singer. Somebody had to make sure she wasn't albino or something.
Yeah.
Right?
They had me singing.
We had the green carpet instead of the red carpet. And this year, my theme, it was actually St. Patrick's weekend, but my theme was about money talks.
Right.
And if money talks, you can walk.
Hey, I know.
Right? That was in my heart. If money talks, we can walk.
Yes.
You can't do anything. You can't do ministry. You can't do anything. It takes ministry to build money. I mean, to have money to do ministry. Right. No matter what you need money. And the more money you have, I tell you, we have got to teach people the basic principles of obtaining wealth.
Yes.
And what I've learned from all of this, it's really, since my husband passed, I wanted to expose my children and my children's children to this weekend.
Yes.
So it's really all about them. I wanted to create an historical a moment in time. And when you downloaded about this Legacy Award, and then you dropped the ball, you never asked me about it. And I never said anything, but it was in my heart. And then right after you talked about it, you wrote this thing on Facebook about my husband.
Yeah.
And it literally made me and even my son, I actually copied it and sent it to my children, and we all began to cry.
Wow.
Because my husband not only did that for you, but he had impacted so many men's lives and ministers' lives all across. Yeah. And then I heard from Christoph, who was in Travorium, and I heard from Jamal, who was in Travorium, and Kenneth, who was in it, Adrian. Those young men was devastated when my husband passed. And besides my son. And so it really touched my son and my children. And I said, he ain't never said nothing about it. And I can't tell Lady King.
You can't tell. She can't hold water. She can't hold water.
Yeah. And so I told my children, and he said, and we said, we're going to give the first Legacy Award to Pastor Mel Keys. Wow. And so we did that, and we wanted to make sure that the children, and then the children became ambassadors, right? So the children became ambassadors. Yes. And so even though the award was to go to my husband, he wasn't living, So Gracie and Ava received the ambassador award, and so now they little fund will go from it went from $25 a day to 6 figures. Isn't that amazing?
It's
And
amazing.
they have no idea, but they sure act like they air suppressed.
Yeah, they sure do.
They should.
They wasn't playing up at Trevorium, and they was serious.
They're not
right?
scared of a microphone
They're
either.
serious. And they ain't scared of no mic, especially that Gracie. That's my granddaughter there. That's the one they say look like me. She ain't scared of no mic. She gonna be ready by the time she turn 18 and then hear some of this money.
Yes.
But I also wanted them to be around.
Yeah.
And expose them to all of the elegance.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was it elegance? David Hart said it looked like a wedding. Like he said, "Are you marrying your daughter?" I said, "Marrying Trevorium."
Yeah.
So that's what it's about. It's really about personal development and helping to create generational legacy wealth for our children's children, which is Bible, which is Proverbs, which is Bible. And I believe that anything that you give glory to God. But the last part I want to say is that it's always been ministry for me, Pastor Mel.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
And to see, we always wanted to do church.
Right.
But church and state and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then there was a number of people who said we should end at the church.
Yeah.
And because it was you, people embraced that.
Yeah.
And we packed out as y'all would say, y'all little church.
Yeah, that's right.
We had to put our extra chairs, right?
I was in the house.
And we were in the house. And to see people give their life and rededicate their life to Christ because of what we did this weekend, that sealed the deal for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially when the young woman came that was a pastor's daughter. And her grandfather is a pastor as well. So she's a double pastor's and granddaughter.
Yeah.
That sealed the deal for me.
Yeah.
Because we need every type of ministry and resource to be able to bring people back into the kingdom of God.
That's right. Absolutely right. I've been talking to a few people throughout the day, and I've been telling them I still can't wrap my mind around and process what happened. It was just too big for me in my mind to be able to process it yet. I just know it was on a level of greatness that I just don't have the capacity to fully embrace right now. So I'm still trying to chew on it a little bit. Did that really happen like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it happened, and I mean, only God could do the things that He did, and He took a mustard seed of faith and a mustard seed of money. And manifest, and every bill is paid.
Great.
Every bill, and it was. We didn't do anything cheap, but we got blessed in multiple ways.
Praise the
Lord. We got blessed, and so sometimes all you have to have is a little bit of faith.
Yeah.
And God, and this is the other thing I tell people all the time: if God gave you vision, He'll give you provision, because He ain't gonna make you look like no fool.
He's gonna come through.
He's gonna come through every time. But if He didn't tell you to do it, He ain't gotta bless it.
Come on now. That's different. That's your own thing.
And I don't do nothing He don't tell me to do.
Come on.
Nothing.
Come on.
I don't do nothing He don't tell me to do. If He don't tell me to do it, I don't do it, because I know He's not gonna bless it. He's not gonna finance it. But everything that that Kendra creatively came up with, from the book to the ice sculpture, we found a way to the streaming that you guys want to do. We found a way to solidify and pay for it.
Hold on, Coach. What about them coins? What about the coins?
Well, we didn't necessarily. I don't think the Lord wanted us to really have coins.
The metal coins.
Medals. Oh, the
medals. The Lord didn't want them coins, baby. Hey,
that girl wanted them coins, though.
Metal.
I tried to put, but I just couldn't figure out a creative way for her to get them coins.
Right.
But maybe next time.
Maybe next time. We'll see what the Lord say. Well, let's do this, baby girl. You was there for all of Saturday.
Yes.
Helping us set up, helping us administrate. You're always the type of person, Pastor, what could I do to help?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was the first time.
Being around the Trevorium folks.
Yeah, being around our Trevorium family. And then you stayed late helping us tear things down. You didn't leave until the work was done. And then you was, so that's the type of person you are. So you absorbed a lot. Tell us your experience with what you saw with the Travorium, and we call it Travorium family because, like Coach D just said, it's not just a business. It's so big. It's so bigger than business. It's so bigger than travel. It's a lot more. So we want to hear from you how you feel about this thing, what you experienced.
Well, I would just say that I'm that way because you guys are that way. You guys are very hardworking, and a lot of it starts at the top. And when you see people above you just working hard, it gives you that same enthusiasm to want to work hard as well. And that's what you guys showed. And it was just so inspiring. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I have never been presented an opportunity to sit in a room with so much greatness and I think I took about 3 pages of notes. Like, it was just that informative and that much, like, just so inspiring to hear all these different stories from people with, come from all different walks of life. And a lot of people had it hard, but it was just inspiring to know that where you start is not necessarily where you have to finish, and if you are hungry, you have to be all in, and you have to be a go-getter, and you have to go claim what is already rightfully yours. And it just felt so good to sit there and listen to all these, leaders and ambassadors and just speak with so much love and so much compassion about a company. And that is the part right there that drives me. Like, money is nice, but who I am at the core of my heart is the love and compassion. But you have to have that piece in order to be successful as well. And I saw that with you guys. And so it was like just seeing another extension of family as well. Like you said, it's not just a travel company. Like, everybody becomes family as well. And I love, like, that aspect as well. I see so many doors opening for so many people. If we can just allow our minds to be transformed first and understand and realize that, like, all of this is obtainable. I didn't think about being a millionaire before. I'm like, oh, what would I do with that much money? Travel.
Come on. I think so.
That's what I'm going to do, but also give back as well. And that's the part that I like about it. I saw that displayed. I saw the love displayed. I saw the love that was given to Sarah as well. And that right there is just, so much you can do with it, right? That company just opens doors for so many things, so many ways to give back. And, my heart is with our foster children as well. And that was also incorporated. And one day I will share my story, my, what do you call it? Testimony with the Travorium family as well, so that they can hear it as well. And I just love the opportunities that it has provided for so many people. You guys have really set a platform and a foundation for people to win. Not just yourselves, but for everybody to win. So if we can get our minds transformed and just go in it with an in it to win it attitude, we're all going to be all right for generations to come. And I love that for us. I really, really do.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's amazing. Now I'm going to put you on the spot to see if you can recall. It's hard for me, but can you recall 1 or 2 things, if you had to, out of everything, because it was also powerful, but if it was 1 or 2 moments that your heart just fluttered, that it just spoke to you on a level that just left you in awe, speechless, 1 or 2 moments, what would those 2 moments have been for you?
That's really hard because there were just so many nuggets. For me, I come from nothing, and so I think just overall of just, number 1, really transforming my mind. And 2, really learning about the company so that I can express how it can change the life of someone else. So again, not just to change my life, but for the lives of my peers, my coworkers, just everybody. So I think just overall that, and then again, just the family aspect of it. Again, I didn't grow up with family close to me and all of that stuff. So being able to have that extension of, like, come grow with me. Come one, come all. This is for all of us to win. So I think mainly just that. It's so hard to put that just into, 2 nuggets. It really was, again, starting to transform your mind and realize that, this is rightfully yours. So get up and go get it. You have to be a go-getter. She said, stop making plates. She said, sometimes you can't keep giving a person a plate, you have to literally not just give them fish, teach them how to fish, right? So just taking that nugget away as well. So, there's this, so many different things.
It's so
like, really, it's very hard, but I see a future for myself in Travorium. I'm very inspired, and they really just spoke life into me to let me know that, like, we're standing up here too, and we were where you were before, but this is where you can go. So I would have to say that. Yeah.
What do you think about your fellow nurses that reached out to you? What was that group?
Oh my
What's that group?
gosh.
Nurses
Uh,
for Purses? What was that?
I'm not exactly sure the name of the group. She told me to reach out to her. She was going to tell me what it is, but nurses are already very close anyway. You know, when you're, it's kind of like we got our own little cult.
Right,
And
right,
not in
right.
a bad way, but just
Yeah, yeah.
us wrapping our arms and stuff
Yeah,
around each other
yeah.
to really just expand and show more opportunities for growth as well. Because again, I'm a huge believer in where you start is not where you necessarily have to finish. And
Uh-huh.
so just to have some ladies there who met me for the first time to say, hey, you're a fellow nurse as well. Like, we're going to take you underneath our wings, you know, come
Yeah.
fly with us. Like, that just means everything as well. So again, now another additional like family again, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just, I love that. I love the camaraderie. I love the love and support that comes with this group as well.
Yeah. Amazing.
You
Well,
know,
Coach D?
Tamika, I actually created a program for children transitioning out of foster care. It was part of my, I think my master's paper or something. I don't even remember, but I created this whole thing, and actually for children, for them when they transition out for 18 months. The young woman that used to play on I think Young and the Restless was actually a foster care child, and so she was one of I can't even I could see her. They used to call her Drusilla on the story, and I took care of 38 children over a lifetime in my home without a foster care license. People would drop their children off because me and my husband actually, before we were ministers and all of that, we had a lot of friends that were in the streets. They were on drugs, alcohol, whatever. And so they would bring us their kids. And then we just took care of their children. We didn't ever ask for a dime. If my son got Nike tennis shoes, they got Nike tennis shoes. Sometimes we would have 5 or 6 boys in my son's room laying on the floor. We took care of a young girl she's very prominent in the NAACP right now in Washington, advocating. She became homeless at 15 and she was pregnant. And her son is now in his 30s, and she's a very prominent advocate. And so I say that to say that that's part of our work, part of my work. It gives me, she said, Drusilla, yeah, on the Young and the Restless. She was a foster, look her up. She was a foster care parent. And then we had a daughter who passed away, who was murdered through domestic violence. So we really big in domestic violence, but she was actually my goddaughter that her mom brought to our home when she was 4 years old, and we took care of her. And I'm telling you, there's no pain. So me pretty much raising myself, you know, I had a mom, but my mom was single and she had a lot of children. And, you know, I'm not really close to my sisters and brothers like probably I should be. My daughter calls me the transitional character. So it's very important for me to create that camaraderie with my family. And we're a small family. I have 2 children. And I have 2 granddaughters, the 2 granddaughters that you saw. And then I have a great granddaughter, that little bright one. That's she walked in my room in my suite a little minute ago. She says, I now seen Troublemaker is here.
Troublemaker's here.
And she came and terrorized my room, right? But she's just so smart. But to be able to take what you have, so I understand about pretty much trying to struggle, raise yourself. I had a godmother who adopted me from the streets and fighting in front of St. Boniface Church at 10 years old. I was whooping somebody and she pulled me by my collar and said, "Girl, you can't be out here beating people." And she said, "I'm gonna teach you how to be a lady." And she did. She sent me to private school. She became my benefactor, and my mother did not meet her until she was 18 years old. My mother refused to meet her. So I say that to say, take all of that you have and just pour that in to loving others. Pour that in, and you seem like a very competent, sweet, you know, sometimes adversity is what drives us. Adversity and not having, you know, my children, and I taught my children, although we lived in, you know, my son tell me, I remember when we were on welfare. No, you don't. He don't remember, but my daughter. I remember when we was poor. No, you didn't. But his interpretation of what was poor, right? But I've taught my children to be responsible adults, be entrepreneurs. So my granddaughter's upstairs in her own room because she works for herself. And she's 28. As far as the nursing, I've met a lot of traveling nurses. So you want to maybe hit them up, some of them, because they used to traveling, and then when they want to travel, they can travel. So I just want to say that to encourage you that your past is not your future.
That's right.
That's right.
Your past is not your future, and you can become as big as you want to be, biggest life. I was one of the ones that they were told was going to be nothing, have nothing, and do nothing. I was one of them. And I told them I went from the projects to the White House.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
Right. They told me that my son was not he couldn't read well. He had a stuttering problem. He couldn't read well. So a teacher told me that he was not college material. But they'll tell you that about their Black boys. So I became an advocate for Black boys, including my son. And my son has 2 or 3. Well, he has 3 degrees. Three degrees. And owns his own business that made a heap of money in the last couple of years. He's a private occupational therapist, but they said he couldn't do it. And so when I look at Travorium, I look at people when they come into this business. I don't look at the people that come in that I know have done it already or going to do it. I look at the people that people think they can't do it. And when they do it, when they're making that extra $600, $1,500, $2,500, that is life-changing money for some people. That is life-changing money. And those are the people sometimes that I'm looking for. When I'm looking for people that come to direct to me, I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for someone now at this level. I'm looking for a person that really, that I don't, have to really do a lot with. But I love working with young people. And I really feel like if they it took me 4 years, but if it took you 2 years, Mika, to make $100,000 a year, just 2,
right?
Because you could do it. You have all the technology, all the things that you need to do it, and you can do it. I've seen people do it. If I didn't think that it could be done until I went to France and I saw women your age making $200,000, $300,000 in Travorium, and they had only been in a year, 2 years. I went to Louis Vuitton with them. I'm like, how old is you? I'm like, I'm trying to hop off this bus. Everybody cut you like that. The babysit me.
That's all right.
I'm old. I'm hopping. They didn't think about, they was taking a senior citizen. I walked in immediately and knew what I want. They was in their heels walking around through the store. Yeah, okay, cool. That's, I said, shoot, we about to get some young folk up in here. So I'm glad that your eyes were open, and I pray that more people inside of Joshua House of Worship, and also on Joshua Generation, the scales fell off their eyes this weekend. And as I said, follow your leader, follow your pastor. Do what he asks you to do. Do what your first lady asks you to do. She's for to step off her job in faith, and y'all gotta replace that income.
Yeah.
I laughed at. I smiled. Little Sasha Roberts, who's a online member of your church, was actually got to worship with her family in your church this weekend. Praise God.
Yes.
And so she's one of the ones who drove 18 hours. To San Antonio. And I knew her husband had just lost his job, and but they stepped out on faith. They really stepped out on faith. And I don't, and they paid registration and everything, and they got stepped out on faith. but I still know that it was a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, that I still know it's a struggle. So when I did what I did, and she said she seen me had did that for other people, but she never thought it would be done for her. And she told me what was given to her because of what I done. She said, you know what I did? And she started crying. She said, I paid my tithes.
Wow. Wow.
Because you've taught me that to give, and I know that I need to pay my tithes to be blessed. So she paid her tithes yesterday. That's probably the first tithe she ever really had to pay, because she paid it for our church.
My God.
Yeah.
My God.
Ain't that something?
We're teaching life-changing principles.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Well, listen, we got to go pick Coach D up because we're about to go have us some dinner. We can't let her get out of town without seeing her again. So, Mick, I want to give you some last moments. Anything you would like to share? Anything you'd like to share about Sunday? What nugget did you draw out of Sunday?
Well, I was actually prepping, so I didn't get to attend the service. I need to watch it on the replay.
You're gonna have to watch.
I'm gonna watch it on the replay.
You must.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm so happy that you guys all came. I mean, even the higher ups, it was just phenomenal to see that. Like you said, a lot of times they don't show up. You don't ever get to meet the bigger wigs of the company and all of that stuff. And again, just the love and support and the motivation and everything, how inspiring everyone was. Like it really changed my life. That was really a life-changing conference for me. And I'm all in.
Absolutely. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I'm all in.
All right. That it was worth it to come here to hear you say that.
Yes.
I'm all in.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
It's worth it.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
First Lady, you got anything to say?
I'm full.
You don't need to eat then?
Huh?
You don't need to eat?
Full as an emotion.
Oh,
An emotion.
Oh, I'm just
Okay.
She did her thing. She did her thing, and I knew she could do it. But last year was not the year. This year was. She was ready when she reached over to me with that and put her hand on my hand last year and said, "I'm ready," because I knew Pastor Mel was gonna grin. Put your chest out, Pastor.
Hey, Papa Colin.
And she did her thing, and she worked tirelessly. And even in the week of proceedings, she became a little ill. But I said that was the way the Lord gave her some rest, and gave her the opportunity to be able to be prepared for because she wouldn't have rest. She wouldn't have took the time to rest her body, heal her body, and be ready. So I just said it was time for her to rest, and he healed her right when she needed to be healed Thursday. Wasn't that awesome? I love me some God.
But since he gave her some rest, but she wore me out while she was resting.
No, she needed you to do just a little work. She needed y'all know my view back here is real. This view back here is real.
Hey, David Hart said, "You did a great job, Mel." I said, "Thank you, sir."
Taking credit.
Yes, Lord. Well, sis, I'm gonna give you the last words, but I do want to thank you. I told Kendra, I said this is very meaningful. This was the award that your family gave me. I've received a number of awards for different things, but this is the most meaningful of all of them because of what it means to me and who it came from. So tell the rest of the family thank you. I'm actually gonna clean my desk and get it real organized and put this in a special place. I can't have all this mess around on my desk. I gotta have it right. So thank you so much. I want to give you the last words tonight, and we'll be meeting you shortly.
All right. Well, I would just say, Mika, you just blessed me. To all the people out there, come and join us. It's really more than about, hey, Natasha. It's more than about Natasha brought her son and flew him out, and he has disabilities. She was in everything with him. And it was very mannerable. You know what I'm saying? And she paid registration for him, but that's a whole nother thing. So shout out to Natasha. I would just say that Trevorium is a better, our theme was a better life requires a better way.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to have a better way. You got to understand that there is a better way to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we did this weekend. We showed people, and we increased people's level of faith that we are definitely a better life company. And we have to show people something different than what they're normally exposed to. And if we can do that, and that we showed them the elevation of being really a faithpreneur in the marketplace, of God being able to shine regardless of what we do. Now, we love to travel, but at the end of the day, it's really about creating generational legacy wealth. Whether your children have a disability, which was evident. We had other children that were there. We also, and with my grandchildren, that we are passing the mantle, and we need to pass the mantle. And so, Mika, we passing the mantle. We're saying, I got more life behind me than I do in front of me. And I tell my children that all the time. I still may be here another 20-some years. I mean, my mother is 85. My aunt is 87, and they both drive and take care of themselves. So I plan to be here another 20. I got to see Gracie get grown. But just in case, she said, just in case God decides to call me on home, y'all just keep this thing moving and shaking.
We love you, Coach.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, you've heard from Double Ambassador, the myth and the legend. It's all true, Coach T.
Oh, you make it sound so. Ooh, wow.
Look,
and it's still scary because Guy is he's on one side. He's already a 2-star ambassador.
By God. I think
he heard what Kendra said.
You heard what Kendra said?
What she said?
They need to make a movie about you.
A movie? Oh my God! A friend of mine in another MLM direct sales company, I was sharing. He called me. He was like, "Girl, you need to write a book. Then you need to do an Audible. That is some power. That is huge for just the industry in itself.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
yeah.
And
when you speak,
you're a writer.
Yeah.
You're a writer. I'm like, I guess I need to talk to my publisher about it.
Yeah.
How to start from unemployment. Mika, I was unemployed. I mean, to start from unemployment, and it took me 40 years to make 6 figures and get 8 weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
And God increased the time. I just thought about that. 4-fold. But 10-fold, because it took me 4 years. And when I started, I worked for my job off and on for 40 years. One job for over 30 something in the government. Yeah. And it took me that long to get to 6 figures and 8 weeks of vacation.
But you did it.
And now how many weeks of vacation you got?
4 years to do it, for him to restore the total income. And I've surpassed that income. And I have to pay no life insurance. I mean, no health insurance, no mortgages, no car notes.
Come on. That's legacy.
That's
how many weeks of vacation you got?
That's legacy, ain't it?
Hey, Coach, how many weeks of vacation you got?
52.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? I'm on my way out of here. Wash my undies, and I'm going to Chicago and grab me a coat. If I could figure out how to do those 2 things, bring me a coat.
Yeah.
Bring me a coat, because they was like, well, you should have just flown to Chicago. I said, but I would have had to buy some new undies. So let me go home, check my house. I told you what, come out, and get me a coat, because y'all ain't tricking me to go to Chicago and talking about this San Antonio weather. You are lying, and the truth ain't in.
No, don't do it.
I'm getting me a coat.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And some boots.
Don't do it.
It's still snowing up there, y'all.
That's right. Don't do it.
Still snowing. And then somebody said, "Oh, you should come to Chicago next year." The devil. I love Chicago. I love their food. I got a favorite jazz club I go to.
Yeah.
I got my favorite, my home churches there. I love it, but not in March.
Yeah, we want to change that month. Yes.
We can't do. No, we can't. No, we can't. So I'm on my way. I'm home one day and I'm on my way to Chicago.
All right.
Then I'm home. I go home and then I'm on my way to Atlanta. Then I'm leaving there and I'm thinking about going to Vegas or find me some sun.
Ooh, okay. All right.
That's the life.
That's how we want to be when we grow up.
Yes. So it's amazing. And I done found me. They offered me a new credit card where I get all these mileage miles and everything that I buy on. Ooh, baby, you had it already. Right.
There you go.
I ain't gonna never be home.
Home is where you at.
Home is wherever I'm at. Even my grandbaby say, when she was going up to her hotel room, she said, "I want to go home." I say, "We're not going home tomorrow." He said, "You're not on the plane. Upstairs home."
Oh,
she even called a hotel room home.
Yeah. You done messed
home
up.
Is what I
You done messed up. She messed all the way up.
He said, I need to go. I need to go home. I need to go. I don't want to be in Gigi home. I want to go home. I was like, okay. So she got to call the clue too. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
The poor kids ain't gonna never be in school. They're gonna be writing geography papers forever.
Lord, they all messed up.
Oh my God, they're gonna be writing.
Yeah.
So all right, I'm gonna let y'all come get me. I don't know how you gonna do what you gonna do, but
we'll work it out. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. I'm gonna grab my iPad and I'll be waiting on y'all.
All right, we'll see you soon. Love y'all. Good night, everybody.
Right. Bye-bye.